Hi, we're here with Smoox Chen from Taiwan Boardgame Design here at the Taipei Game Show of 2023.
Hi everyone, all the fans from Cowboys. Love you.
What made you decide to go into board games? Because like maybe your life was on one track and then something happened and you're like, I'm going to do board games and this is going to be my life.
Yeah. So in the beginning, of course, I'm a gamer. I play games and love games and start collecting games. And I also noticed that there are some people want to design games in Taiwan, but there's no market like 10 years ago. And so I start to help them with the pre-test, try to promote games, and went to Essen, and just gradually feel like it's kind of a passion and also a mission. Like I can help spread the games, the design, the culture of Taiwan to the world through board games. And then you feel like I can do that for a better, not for better living, of course, but for better like achievement for this community or for us to bring something to the world from Taiwan. So I just think that board game is a very good media. So I just love board games and I can spread Taiwanese culture through board games to the world. That's just perfect for me. Yes.
No, like self-fulfillment is really important. Looking at your journey from when you started helping people play such games to where you are today, what do you think are those watershed moments, those big highlights of your journey?
So of course that's when we went to Essen as TBD group. We have a big booth with several designers, and we see people that feel, wow, we never know their publisher or the game or the culture or the story from Taiwan. So they are very impressed.
What year was that?
Sorry?
What year was
I
that?
think the first time we have a booth is 2015. Yes. So we feel that, yeah, the world need more from Taiwan or from Asia. So yeah, we are encouraged, and we feel like we can connect with more people through board games. And all these fellow designers in Taiwan, they also feel like, oh, it's a bigger market, of course, and also there are people appreciate different culture, different perspective when they design games and they put a theme story in the game. So I think we can approach more people and spread the words about Taiwan, history of Taiwan, the nature, or beautiful sights, scene spot in Taiwan. So yeah, in essence, that's very important. Like, hey, you can do that.
I think it's safe to say that you played almost every game from Taiwan from at least from 2015 to now. From in your perspective, like how do you think design for board games has changed since that time when you were in college and playing games till now? How do you think Taiwan design in general has changed in the last 10 years?
Yeah, that's a big question. So of course we are still young in the board game design publishing industry in Taiwan. So in the beginning we learned from like Euro games, American publisher, Kickstarter stuff, beautiful, and maybe some sci-fi or fantasy, and we try to like learn or mimic what others are doing. But later on, like we publish like Formosa Tea and Chen,
Yeah.
something you love a lot.
I do. I love this game.
And also like a very special theme about Taiwan, like Red on Taihaku. That's a different more dark history about Taiwan. So we feel like we don't have to do what others are doing. We don't have to learn or mimic what is popular. We can just tell our story. I would say that the way we speak, we talk about a story in board games is different. Like in Japan, they have their culture,
Yeah.
their way, they make micro game. And in Taiwan, we have city game. We have very strange theme, like a strange vending machine.
Yeah.
So we can do our own way, and people will love that and appreciate that. And maybe in the future, we have Euro game, Ameritrash, and Taiwanese funny stuff, and Japanese micro game or something.
Well, I think there's definitely a feeling there. Like even with Cardboard East, like I've played lots of games with different countries, and you could just sometimes see a game and kind of know it's from a different country, and you play a game that even just the gameplay itself feels very different.
Yeah.
And that's been one of the big highlights for me on my journey. What do you think are the biggest differences between like Singapore, Japan, and Taiwan games and Korean games? Since those, I think, are the 4 big markets in Asia.
Yeah, so the biggest, of course, is Japan. They are very indie, I would say, because their comics or their culture, like comics or manga, influence a lot, and cosplay or big IP Pikachu or something. So they have their own colors, very vivid. And in Taiwan, I think we have very story-based. A lot of designers want to tell story about Taiwan, cultural, history, or nature, beautiful, or night market. So yeah, we talk about this our life. And Singaporean, I would say, based on my experience with Ori games, they are focused on modern Asian board games, right? So they also tell story about Asian culture in general. Also, they emphasize Singaporean culture. So I would say that's starting from the culture, starting from the theme, they can attract people who never see this and they are interested in knowing more about Asian culture. As for Korean, there are no Korean board game publishers this time, unfortunately. But they are very, I would say that they have very big company like Korean board games.
Oh yes, huge.
Yes, so they are more commercialized. I would say that their games are more polished or more beautiful or more like toy orientated, like a big industry, big print run, so that you can do this kind of plastic or this gimmicks stuff. So they have this unique specialties. So that would be easier to mass market. Yeah, so that's what I think Korean games, they have this strengths.
What about like upcoming markets like Thailand? Because they've been growing quite rapidly in the last few years.
Rapidly. Yeah. So I love Thai games. They're just, you can say crazy or overly enthusiastic. Yeah. So they are just, they are younger in board game design than, compared to Taiwan, but they are just so full of energy. And so I really look forward to what they are going to bring in the next few years, because they have even more deep culture. I think they have a lot of story uncovered, not touched in board game industry.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So and their people are just so energetic, you know. Yeah. Maybe their food, their weather, or so.
No, every time I play a game with them, whether if it's a strategy game or a party game, it feels like a party game because they're just so energetic.
Yeah, so I would say that's a mystery box just opened. So there'll be a lot of strange stuff coming from Thailand, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, look forward to that.
It's very exciting. What's next for TBD in 2023?
Yeah, we have some games coming for Kickstarter, and that's Taiwan Night Market. And we are doing some more development for the expansion stuff, and maybe we'll launch in the coming months.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we plan to launch in the coming months. So that's a big project for us. And also we are organizing a local convention in September, which is Taiwan Original Board Game Expo, TOBE. And we expect to be like maybe twice the size compared to last year, because they are after the post-COVID era. Yes, so people can travel, and a lot of international publishers, they are planning to come. So that's a main focus for the local board game community.
Who's coming?
All these guys, I think.
Anyone who's not here that's gonna be coming?
There are some publishers from Japan. Mostly now it's Asian publishers. Japan, Korea, Thailand, Malaysia. Malaysia, yes. There are some publishers from Malaysia, they will come, yeah.
Oh, that's really exciting. Smoox, you're like known like as one person who's like the spider in the web of Asia for Asian games. What do you think are some of the challenges for publishers when they from going from Asia to like the Western market? What do you think are some of the biggest challenges that publishers in Japan and like Singapore and even in Taiwan encounter?
Yeah, so of course the first one is the language barrier, right? And then you need to be seeable, you need to be visible to them.
Yeah.
Because there are so many new games, new publishers, new Kickstarter campaigns in the US, in Europe. So there are already so many newcomers in the industry, and so we are far away from Asia. So we have to compete the eyeballs of gamers, customers, and you know the Amazon or the big website that buy games, Monopoly. So it's the biggest challenge is that how can we get our games be seen by these Western gamers. So that's why we went to convention every year in Essen in UK. So the visibility will be a big challenge for us. And of course, logistics and everything afterwards. When your game are seen, like Town Vessel review our vegetable stock, so many people order our games. We have to ship from Taiwan, so that's also a barrier. Like they have to pay the shipping fee. If the distributor they want to order our games, they also have to cover more shipping costs or other stuff. And so that would be, after visibility, we have to deal with all these logistics. So that would be, I think the challenge for us. We're trying to get through that barrier,
It's hard when like between us and the U.S. market, there's the world's biggest ocean. Yeah. So, well, I've asked you a lot of questions today. Do you have any questions for me as we wrap up?
Yeah. So how do you keep playing so many and do all this like top 100 years? But I really appreciate what you are doing for the Asian games, and that bring so much awareness, and gamers they can know about Asian games, Taiwanese, Japanese. Yeah, that's really amazing.
Oh, it's been hard. Like I've been really focused on just trying to make the most of my time, be as productive as I can, and I get a rhythm of it, and I play games. I think every night before I go to sleep, I read at least one rule book.
Okay.
So that helps me be fresh, and then I can play the game like in the morning. And now I'm doing a little bit more freelance work and less office work, so now I have a lot more free time. Part of it is also just finding the right play groups that I can meet up and play with.
Yeah.
So I have like 2 or 3 now that I constantly go to, so that way I get a few more different opinions. Also, like my wife, I use up most of my points to have her play test games with me.
Okay, cool.
And so she's played quite a few games, but I think Wingspan and is still her number one. Wingspan for Mosa T and Castles of Burgundy are her top 3.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. Playing games efficiently.
Yeah. But it's a joy too. Also, Asian games typically don't have a long.
Not that big.
Yeah, they're not like big 2-3 hour games. I think it's just the market. Your typical home is usually a lot smaller, table smaller. Yeah. You don't have these big North American tables where we can have these big epic space opera games.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to play games here.
Yeah, that's also a very good. I think you just mentioned that's a good feature for Asian games. We don't have to like in maybe 5-6 years ago, designers in Taiwan they also want to have their Castle of Burgundy Agricola game, but we don't necessarily need to do that. We have our own style. We don't have to do the dry Europe cube pushers or Ameritrash with a lot of miniature. We don't necessarily need to do that. We have our own style. Yeah.
I love that too, and it's been interesting to see, like, because we've both been into gaming for a very long time. Yeah. It's been interesting to see how board game industry has gone from big boxes, and now everyone's standard size, like Ticket to Ride box, Ticket to Ride size box, and now games are coming more and more in different shapes and sizes, and there's more of a demand for smaller games now, and because I guess we as a society have become more mobile, and people want to play games on the go. There's been also, because of the pandemic and COVID, there's been a lot of digitization of games, like BGA and TGS. Do you plan to do that with any games from Taiwan?
Yeah, there are some publishers in Taiwan do VGA like Solar Wind from Play Wizard, yes, and also Tonga from Good Game Steel. He also developed Vegetable Stack. The VGA is alpha now, so you can play Vegetable Stack online on VGA. So yeah, I think the tool is very important for small publishers. If we can get our games online, people can play, then we hugely increase the visibility of our games. Yeah. So that's what we are also trying to focus to find someone who can help us with the implementation of our games on VGA. So that's also very important. Also, the other is, like you said, people tend to play smaller or more easier to bring along. So like print on demand or print like Kickstarter, some campaign they just provide digital files. So it's also safe on the logistics, which could be a very good strategy for us to promote our games. So that's also we are trying to do, like we work with some publishers with micro games, and maybe some will do print on demand or just provide the files for them to download in the Kickstarter campaign.
That sounds really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what TBD does, and looking forward to Toby, or Taiwan Original Board Game Expo, because a lot more international publishers are coming this year.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've been working hard.
Yes, like you.